I'm sure you've seen the headlines about the job market. We're not adding as many jobs as we thought we would be. Companies are laying off and they're not hiring. You can see this doom and gloom everywhere, but that is not what we're going to be focusing on today. Rather, we are going to focus on what you can do to prepare yourself if you find yourself in this job market. Specifically, if you do have a job right now, because sometimes we're lulled into the safety and security of having a job, thinking we're never going to have to worry about looking for a job unless it's on our own terms. But unfortunately, that's not always the case. So my biggest piece of advice is even if you have a job, act like you don't. Hi, I'm Laura, and I'm here to take your job search from stressful to successful. First one is to stay up to date on your resume and on your LinkedIn profile. This one might seem obvious, but you would be surprised at the number of people who get a job and then just completely forget about their resume and their LinkedIn because they feel as though they have a secure job, so why even bother thinking about that? When you do work for somebody else, you are not in control of whether or not you have that job permanently. And that's why it's so important for your resume and your LinkedIn profile to be good to go at a drop of a hat. The first tip to make sure you're always up to date is to keep a master resume. Now, a master resume is for your eyes only. Consider it an information dump of everything you've done professionally: work experience, trainings, certifications, accomplishments, projects, anything that relates back to your professional career. This way, rather than digging through your memory bank from months or even years ago, you just have it available. Also, make sure to forward yourself any performance reviews, any accomplishments that are written via email, any awards. Email those to your personal account, and that way you're going to have them handy. And finally, just set aside 30 minutes a month to update your resume. And if you are thinking about jumping back into the job market, or if you're looking to return to the paid workforce after a career break, I do work one-on-one with clients. And if you'd like more information, just check the description below. Number 2 is to keep your connections warm. One of the most stressful feelings is creating a network or creating connections when you need a job. Rather, you should just be keeping your connections warm throughout the years. And this does not have to take a lot of time. You can set up coffee dates once or twice a year. You can exchange emails or text messages, or if you are on LinkedIn, making comments on their posts, on their articles, but always being that person who has some type of touch point. Imagine you haven't talked to a coworker in like 12 years and then you need a job and you're like, hey, we haven't chatted in 12 years, but I'm looking for a job. Do you know of any? That's kind of like one of those moments. But if you've kept up with someone, even just casually, and you just naturally are like, oh, hey, how are you doing? And have those check-in points. And then you say, yeah, you know what? I just got laid off and I'm looking for a new position. That will be a much less awkward type of conversation. And number 3 is to upskill. One of the best times to upskill is when you do have a job, because many companies offer some type of professional development, on-the-job training, or even tuition reimbursement. So take advantage of those free opportunities when you do have a job. But if your company doesn't pay for these type of opportunities, you can still do so through low-cost options, such as auditing a college course, which is where you get to sit in on a course. There's no homework, there's no grade, you don't have anything show up on your transcript, but you do get the knowledge for a very low cost. Or you can check out Udemy, or is it Udemy? I always say it wrong. Coursera. And now these are actually free through a lot of libraries. So check out your local library to see if you have access, or you can take low-cost classes at your community college. While you are working, now is the time to level up. So if the time does come when you need to pivot, you will already have the skills that are needed rather than having to start from scratch. And number 4 is to do freelance work on the side. Now, I am not saying that you have to get a second job, But I do think it is beneficial to have a skill or two that is completely outside of your 9 to 5 that has the potential to bring in income. That way, you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket. I personally did freelance writing and I still do. And I started off doing like $10 for some blog and have worked my way up to $500 for an article for well-established websites. And this has nothing to do with my HR career. It was a personal endeavor. Some other examples besides writing include selling on eBay, dog sitting, teaching a hobby that you have to others. Just some way that you have the ability to bring in money that you have in your back pocket. This is so great, especially if you do find yourself in a layoff position, to know that you have some source of income coming in and you also don't know where those opportunities could lead. And number 5 is to join professional organizations. Now, this actually ties into my previous points about upskilling and connecting, because when you join professional organizations, you are going to have a built-in network and you're going to have the opportunity to learn and to grow. But on top of that, you're also going to have an insider view on where the industry is going. You're also going to have the ability to volunteer in positions that you might not have an opportunity to be in if you weren't a part of the organization. And some of those look great on resumes. And if you are currently working, a lot of companies will pay for your membership dues, which is an added bonus. So that's why it's so important to start joining these organizations when you do have a job. This may sound harsh, but if you are working for a company, you're at their mercy. There is no guarantee of long-term employment, which is why it is so important for you to take charge of the areas that you can control. And if you are looking to jump back into the job market, make sure to check out my video here for 11 ways to stand out from the average job seeker.